Hi, this is John Lewis with Realty Executives. Now, as a buyer, the very first step that you really need to do is make sure you get pre-qualified. Oftentimes, people will just get in their car and start driving around. But, you can look at a lot of homes, and there's a lot that you're going to like when you drive past them. But can I actually afford that home? Or what does that home actually cost? Not only in a price that you might pick off a flyer, but what does that payment mean? How much is interest? What are my closing costs? These are questions on why you really need to go to a professional loan company or your local bank and ask these questions. Now, once you've talked to a loan officer and you've got your pre-qual letter, you want to make sure that you shop it around. You can take your credit report and go to other loan companies so they don't have to keep continually running your credit, and you can check out what their fees are. You can get something called a good faith estimate. Make sure you have that, because that's something that the lender has to put each individual item that they're charging you in writing and give it to you with your signature. So once you have those, now you can really compare what someone is charging for processing, what an appraisal fee is, flood certs, all these different items that you're not going to know unless you've got that good faith estimate. Now let's talk about the difference between a pre-qual letter and a pre-approval letter. A pre-qual letter, there's hardly any in-depth search on your credit, and they issue the letter and off you go. Well, now you're at the point where you're making an offer on a bank-owned property or a regular sale. And these days there is bidding wars all the time, so if you're coming up against somebody else and they have a pre-approval letter where they have checked their credit, their taxes, their employment record, and it's itemized, it's pretty much your license to buy. And the seller and the bank is going to know that. They would much rather take a pre-approval letter versus a pre-qual. Now let's look at how a seller looks at your pre-qualification letter versus an approval letter. Now, if you have two offers there in front of you, and you're a bank, and you're looking at them, and they're about the same, or say one's a little bit different than the other, 10 grand or so, but if that lower offer has a pre-approval letter, we know that we can accept that offer and know that they're going to complete the close of escrow. Versus the pre-qual letter, we don't have that security of knowing that they've had an in-depth pre-qualification process. And they're going to take your offer, which is going to save you a substantial amount of money. I'm John Lewis with Realty Executives. For information on any real estate needs, visit me at johnclewis.com.